Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, we will unpack the absolute nuclear fallout between Hope and Brooke in the Forrester CEO office as Hope officially packs her bags for Katie's new fashion house and severs her mother-daughter bond in the process. I am literally shaking right now. I can't believe they actually did that. I just finished watching the latest episode and I am typing this at 2 a.m. because if I don't get this out of my system, I am going to explode. Is it just me, or is everyone losing their minds over what just went down between Brooke and Hope? I mean, we all knew Hope was reaching her breaking point with Steffi Forrester, but I never in a million years expected it to end in a complete and utter mother-daughter bloodbath. I am still trying to process the visual of Brooke Logan, the matriarch, the absolute legend of Forrester Creations, literally collapsing on the floor. Yes, you heard me right. On the floor. Crying and begging at her daughter's feet. It was the most pathetic, heartbreaking, and simultaneously infuriating thing I have ever witnessed on this soap. And you guys know me, I've been watching since 2015, and this is the absolute most gut-wrenching, seismic shift they have ever done with these two characters. Let's just set the scene because the cinematography and the acting were off the charts tonight. We open in the Forrester CEO office. The very room where so much generational trauma has been passed down like a cursed heirloom. Hope is standing there completely silent, methodically packing up her final designs. The physical manifestation of hope for the future being shoved into cheap cardboard boxes. It was so incredibly bleak. You could feel the weight of the last few months just radiating off of her. Because Steffi has been making her life an absolute living hell, refusing to give her a launch date, putting her entire life's work on hold just to flex her executive muscles. And Hope is just done. She's not crying, she's not throwing a tantrum. She is just coldly, clinically packing her things. It was chilling. I kind of loved it, honestly. She looked so empowered, but also so deeply, fundamentally broken by the system. And then the door swings open. In walks Brooke. Her face is already red, tears are already streaming down her cheeks, and she is in full, unadulterated panic mode. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's remember that Hope had just come home the other day and complained to Brooke that she couldn't take it anymore, that Steffi was making things unbearable, and that Brooke should be co-CEO instead of Steffi. So Brooke already knew Hope was teetering on the edge of the cliff, but seeing Hope actually packing, seeing the physical reality of her daughter leaving, it completely broke Brooke's brain. She rushes over and, guys, she doesn't just ask Hope to stay. She literally collapses. Her knees give out. She drops to the floor right at Hope's feet, clutching at her skirt, sobbing uncontrollably. I was screaming at my screen. Brooke Logan does not kneel for anyone. But here she was, completely stripped of her dignity, begging her daughter not to walk out that door. But why is Brooke really crying? Is it just because she loves her daughter and wants her close by? No, because Brooke is terrified. She is absolutely petrified that if Hope leaves to join Katie's new Logan fashion house, the entire Logan influence at Forrester Creations will completely crumble into dust. She is looking at the reality that Steffi Forrester is finally going to win the decades-long war. Brooke is sobbing, practically choking on her tears, saying that if Hope walks out, Steffi gets everything. Steffi gets total control. The Logans will be systematically erased from the Forrester legacy. I mean, Brooke is completely projecting her own corporate insecurities onto Hope here. She's acting like Hope leaving is a personal fatal attack on the Logan bloodline. But honestly, can you blame her? Katie is out there building this rival empire, using Eric's designs, actively poaching Hope, and completely ignoring Donna's warnings that this is going to tear the family apart forever. Brooke sees the writing on the wall. The family is fracturing, and Forrester Creations is about to become a Logan-free zone. And then Brooke tries to play the nostalgia card. She starts weeping about the history of Hope for the future. She's bringing up all the memories, the fashion shows, the message of the line, how much it means to the company and to the fans. She's desperately trying to remind Hope of her legacy. Remember when they tried this with Thomas? When they tried to use the legacy of the line to manipulate personal dynamics and keep him tied to the company. Yeah, it didn't work then either. Brooke is grasping at straws. She thinks that by reminding Hope of the past, she can guilt her into staying in a toxic present. But what Brooke completely fails to realize is that Hope for the future is already dead. Steffi killed it. Steffi put it on hold indefinitely. Carter literally warned Steffi and Ridge about this. Carter, who orchestrated a hostile takeover back in November 2024 because he felt marginalized, literally told his bosses that marginalizing Hope would cause a massive storm And did they listen? Nope. They ignored him, and now Brooke is the one paying the emotional price on the floor. Okay, back to the point. The absolute best part of this entire sequence, and the part that made me literally jump off my couch and cheer, was Hope's reaction. No, she did not. Hope looked down at her mother, who was sobbing on the floor, and her eyes were like absolute ice. I have never seen Hope look this cold. It was actually terrifying. She didn't even flinch. She just looked at Brooke and delivered the most devastating, brutal truth bomb I have ever heard on daytime television. She told Brooke that the only reason Steffi was able to trample all over her, the only reason Steffi has this much power to destroy her line and her life, is because of Brooke's weakness. Yes, finally someone said it. Hope looked her mother dead in the eye and said that Brooke's endless subservience to Ridge Forrester is the root cause of all their problems. And she is 100% right. I hate to break it to you, Brooke fans, but Brooke has spent decades letting Ridge dictate her life, letting Ridge enable his children, and constantly taking a back seat whenever Ridge decides to prioritize Steffi. Hope has had to sit there and watch her mother constantly compromise her own power just to keep Ridge happy. And because Brooke won't stand up to Ridge, Ridge won't stand up to Steffi, and Steffi gets to run Forrester Creations like her own personal dictatorship. Hope basically told Brooke, "You let them do this to us." I was hyperventilating. The psychological damage in that one sentence is going to take years of therapy to unpack. Does anyone else feel like this has been building for literally years, ever since Hope came back? She has been playing second fiddle to the Forrester name. She has tried to be the good girl, the peacekeeper, the one who takes the high road. But Steffi's arrogance has just reached astronomical levels lately. Steffi thinks she is untouchable. She completely ignores Carter's warnings. She treats Hope like an intern instead of a lead designer. And she uses the CEO chair as a weapon to fight her personal vendettas regarding the whole Deacon and Taylor mess. And Ridge just stands there like a clueless idiot, telling RJ not to fight with Will in the office while completely ignoring the massive corporate war happening right under his nose. Hope is finally realizing that she will never ever win in a building where Ridge and Steffi hold the keys. Why should she stay? Why should she subject herself to this daily abuse? And let's talk about Katie for a second, because Katie is playing 4D chess right now. She is obsessed with making Hope the next big thing at Logan. Liam is out here pitching Deke Sharp as Hope's new designer. Katie is leaking her aggressive poaching plans to Donna. And the whole thing is a massive middle finger to Forrester Creations. I know some people are loving this, but personally, I am terrified for the Logan sisters. Donna is right to be panicked. This isn't just a business rivalry anymore. It's a civil war. Katie is ruthlessly capitalizing on Steffi's cruelty and Brooke's desperation. And Hope is just the ultimate prize. By accepting Katie's offer, Hope isn't just changing jobs. She is actively choosing her aunt over her mother. She is aligning herself with a faction of the family that is actively trying to destroy the Forrester legacy that Brooke has spent her entire life trying to protect. Which brings me to the absolute tragedy of this scene. This isn't just about a fashion line. This isn't just about who gets the corner office. This is a fatal blow to the mother-daughter bond. When Hope coldly packed those boxes and stepped over her crying mother, she was severing the umbilical cord. She was looking at Brooke and saying, "I don't respect you anymore." That is so heavy. I mean, Brooke has made a million mistakes, but her love for Hope has always been her defining trait. To have her daughter look at her with such profound disgust. To blame her for the systemic abuse they've suffered at the hands of the Forresters. It's just devastating. I am honestly tearing up just typing about it. Part of me feels so bad for Brooke. She is losing her daughter to her sister's company, and she knows the Logan dominance at Forrester is slipping away forever. But then again, I am so fiercely proud of Hope. I contradict myself. I know I'm emotional. But how long was Hope supposed to take it? How long was she supposed to let Steffi make her life unbearable? She went to Brooke for help. She told Brooke she couldn't take it anymore. And Brooke's solution was basically just endure it so we don't lose our influence. Brooke wanted Hope to stay and be a martyr for the Logan name. But Hope is finally choosing herself. She is taking her talent, her name, and her sanity, and she is walking out the door. It is the most empowering thing she has ever done, even if it leaves her mother a broken mess on the floor. I am predicting absolute chaos in the next few weeks, and I am here for every single second of it. When Steffi finds out that Hope actually packed up and took her brand to Katie's company, she is going to explode. Steffi thought she was calling Hope's bluff. She thought Hope would just roll over and take the delay because Hope always takes the high road. Steffi's ego is going to shatter when she realizes she just handed her biggest rival the ultimate weapon. And Ridge is going to blame Brooke. You just know he is. He's going to say Brooke should have controlled her daughter. The fallout is going to be biblical. And what about Carter? Carter's going to stand there, look at Steffi and Ridge and say, I told you so. Because he did. He literally warned them about the price of pushing people too far, remembering his own hostile takeover in November 2024. I know some people in the forums are saying Hope is being too harsh on Brooke. They're saying Brooke has always defended Hope against Taylor and Steffi. And sure, historically, Brooke has fought for Hope. But in this specific instance, in this corporate environment, Hope is right. Brooke's power at Forrester is entirely dependent on Ridge's mood. Brooke doesn't have real autonomy there. And because of that, she can't protect Hope from Steffi's wrath. Hope realizes that the only way to have real power is to leave the Forrester shadow completely. It is a harsh truth, but it is the truth. Sometimes you have to burn the house down to build a new one. And Hope is currently holding the match. I am just so overwhelmed by the sheer drama of it all. This is why I watch soaps, guys. This is the peak emotional storytelling we have been begging for. No more off-screen text messages. No more vague conversations. Just raw, unadulterated, screaming, crying, floor-collapsing drama. Hope Logan has officially left the building, and she took her mother's heart with her. I don't know how Brooke recovers from this. I don't know how the Logan sisters survived this civil war. But I do know that I will be glued to my television every single day next week. Let me know in the comments if you are Team Hope or Team Brooke, because right now I am completely torn in half.